range viewers, welcome to the range today on this beautiful December 23rd day. If you look, hopefully you can see behind me, it's 60 something degrees out here in Paris, Tennessee. A little bit of wind today, you're probably hearing it, but not too bad. Okay, what I got right here is the M1A / M14 recreation of the M21. Now, the history of the 121, of course, started in the Vietnam War and went up through to the end of the war, and then the M21 was finalized at the very end. Alright, I've got the Art2 scope on top of it. Got the original covers with it, original mount. The M1A here, of course you can see I'm missing my full auto flag. This is a semi-automatic gun. I put this on here really just to cover up that spot, and of course shooting it somewhere I lost came off there. Instead of, I should have welded it on there, but I didn't do it. But anyway, got it here. This gun is built by me. I bought it as a receiver, had the barrel with it, disassembled, and all the other small parts, and didn't have a stock with it, but I bought it like that. Ran the heavy barrel on it for a while, and but John Brewer came out on me. I don't like heavy weapons, so this now has a Fricken standard weight barrel, real good shooting barrel, as you will see in the video right after this. Still does well. This gun shoots well with 155s, 175s, and we're going to also put it up there with the 168s to show you with that. I highly recommend the Fricken barrels if you get to it. Now, let me pop it around because I got the 20 round magazine in it right now. But I'm going to turn my back on it off. Get it right here. The Art2 3x9 scope. This original one got the cup, case, and everything with it. Locks in 2 different places, and I drilled my stripper clip guide to take that. So no major alterations done by it. Had just this right here. Of course, the receiver's already drilled and mounted. Now the thing about the Art scope, especially the R1, I mean, it was basically just a Redfield scope 3x9, and I still say that this one, even though it's called a different MPX or somebody else, it's still based on that Redfield. Now the thing about this right here, what makes it unique, is you got to remember back in the Vietnam time frame, estimating range, I mean, you had to take the mil dots based on your binoculars, or you just had to lay it out before you started shooting. Like we got here, you know, 100, 200, 300. You know, estimating range was a pain in the butt and getting it right, especially in the jungle environment. It really was tough. But what you could do right this, and hopefully I can inset and show you the reticle. The elevation ring or the elevation cam and the power ring can lock in together. And the reticle, of course, this would be a second focal plane scope in the newest terms, but when they're locked in, you have a bar, the crossbar that comes across. You put your target, which is a man-sized target, you put it in that until he fills it up. And once he fills it up, if you're on 4 power and you got it locked in, then you know at 400 meters. If it takes 800, you go up to 8 power. Alright, you got it. So that ability right there was a big to-do in that time frame. Now, you can, with the Art1, those cams and everything was together, so you had no choice. If you were shooting at 300, you were going to be on 3 power. Well, you may want a little bit higher magnification for identification purposes. Well, the R2 allows that. You can disconnect the two and move the cam independently of the power ring on the scope. A big thing back in the day. And, you know, if you think about it, Dragunov, which probably had a better way of estimating range. It was figured in its reticle. You didn't have to reach up, move anything, or do anything like that, which is a plus. You know, if you're a sniper and you got to sit up there and do all this, movement gets people killed. But better way. But we did have the up to 9 fire scope to let you identify better, and eventually this would lead on the M24s to having the Leopold 10 fires as their standard. But this was a good system. Now, what you run into when we're talking about semi-automatic M1A, can we make an M14 shoot good enough to go out to 1,000 yards? Yes, you can. But after a couple of thousand rounds, it's probably going to have to be redone again. And that's just the way the semi-automatics are, especially Woodstock. I don't know how long the EBRs that we shoot now, which I have a video on that. I don't know how long they could go without some major work on them. But these systems can be tuned to do whatever you need them to do. But how long will they last? When will they go out? You know, stuff's going to happen to them. So, is the M24 easier to make and maintain those standards? Yes. That's why you're going to see the M24 later on win out over the M21 series. But still, excellent system. I'm still a big fan of semi-automatics in the sniping role. But hopefully we can give you, I'm going to put you up as we go through here. We'll have the close-ups of the scope and everything else. But today I've already, and you're going to see it here, I've shot it with 175s out to 600, and I shot it with 155s out to 600. Rob Ski asked me, he wants to see what it does with the 168s. So I'm going to get out here today and shoot it just here on the Lacy range at 300. And we'll see what kind of group we get out. He's going to compare it to his, which I hope very soon he has his video out about it, along with the Dragunov for the SVD. Alright, let's get to it. This shouldn't be but maybe one MOA off from what I was shooting yesterday. So I'm going to start at 200 and see if I can get away with it. Just like before with the 175 load, I am going to keep my cam rig at 100. Scopes on 9 fire, 1 on the ring. Bottom of the inverted triangle. Okay, there's shot number 1. Okay, we'll let it settle down. Swinging 308 knocks it pretty good. Okay, y'all got to see that one. Okay, third shot. Messed up on loading my magazine signal load. Easily fixed though. Okay, last and final shot. Oh, that didn't feel good. That didn't feel good. Y'all saw where it impacted. I'm going to shoot one more just to make sure, because I was tracking pretty good and threw it at the end, or it felt like I threw it. Okay. There we go. We got looks like a pretty decent group with the 168s, and this is my standard high fire load. And if you watch the EBR video, you know that at 700 it's dying, but it gets it down to 600, which is what those guys will want, and does it very accurately. And of course, y'all were getting to watch it, but I've got a feeling that this is pretty good too. And we always like good shooting guns, excellent shooting guns. But anyway, I think I'd be able to. Looks like I'd be able to shoot somebody's heart out with it. That's at 200 yards. So we'll go from there, guys.